For most people, I have a good idea is a feeling, a fleeting spark, a sudden rush of inspiration that might get jotted down on a napkin, or just as easily fade into the background noise of a busy day. It's a moment of private excitement, a potential path not taken. It's a ghost in the machine of the mind, a whisper that says, "What if?" But for the vast majority, that whisper is never amplified. It's an echo in an empty room, a beautiful momentary glitch in the mundane. The world is filled with these unwritten symphonies, these unbuilt cities, these unlaunched ventures, all born and lost in the space of a heartbeat. They become anecdotes, you know what would be a great idea, conversations that trail off at parties, forgotten by morning. For me, it's a ledger, a meticulously kept, ever-growing record. It's not just a feeling, it's an entry, a data point in a lifelong experiment. Where others see a fleeting thought, I see a specimen to be captured, cataloged, and observed. Each idea, no matter how small or strange, is treated with a kind of clinical reverence. It's given a name, a timestamp, a home. This practice isn't about ego, it's about discipline. It's the foundational habit of treating creativity not as a mystical force, but as a consistent, measurable output. It's the difference between being a passive recipient of inspiration and an active cultivator of innovation. This is the Innovation Tracker, a forensic map of concepts I came up with that later showed up in the world under other people's brands. It's my personal, private archive of what-ifs that became what is. It's a way of looking back, not with regret, but with a kind of scientific curiosity, tracing the echoes of my own thoughts as they reverberated through culture and commerce. This isn't a list of grievances. It's a validation of a process. It's the ultimate control group for my own creative engine, proving that the signal is not just strong, but predictive. It's a mirror reflecting a pattern, showing how a single point of origin can ripple outwards, often taking on a life and a corporate structure all its own. Each line item, each entry in this digital vault, captures three fundamental things. First, what the idea was, the core concept, the name, the unique hook that made it viable. This is the genetic code of the innovation, the irreducible kernel of its identity. Second, when and where I created it, the specific moment in time, the geographical coordinates, the context of its birth, whether in a quiet room or a simple phone call. This is the proof of provenance, the anchor in reality that grounds the concept in a specific, verifiable instant. And finally, what the market ultimately proved it was worth the objective, third-party valuation once it was realized and scaled by others. This isn't my valuation, it's the world's. It's the cold, hard number assigned by venture capital, public markets, and consumer spending. Right now, that list sits at about $3 trillion, $232 billion, $87,400,000 in third-party value, roughly $3.2 to $3 trillion of, hey, that looks familiar. It's a staggering number, one that represents the cumulative market cap, the sales, the cultural impact of ideas that began in my personal space. To put that in perspective, it's a figure larger than the GDP of most countries. It's a constellation of economic and cultural phenomena that all trace their lineage back to these quiet moments of conception. It's a number that forces a question. What is the nature of this pattern? Is it coincidence, or is it a repeatable, predictable phenomenon? And I'm not talking about little stuff. These aren't minor coincidences or vague similarities. We're not discussing a new flavor of soda or a slightly different shaped chair. We're talking about foundational platforms that have reshaped entire industries. We're talking about category-defining products and cultural touchstones that have altered the daily behavior of billions of people. These are the tectonic plates of the modern economy, the operating systems of our daily lives. On the platform side, a ride service I named Uber on a phone call with my cousin, the same conversation where he gave me Thus Spoke Z-A-H-Ru T-H-O-O Stru by Nietzsche, Ubermensch, Superman. The name clicked instantly. It had the right sound, the right blend of German efficiency and aspirational power. But it wasn't just a name. I conceived it as carpool-based. Are you going my way? A system built on the efficiency of shared routes, not a fleet of new taxis. The core principle was leveraging latent capacity, empty seats in cars already on the road. I saw riders and food in the same car, maybe not the most sanitary idea in hindsight, but the logic was unified logistics from day one, a single network to move people and things. I named it. I named Uber Eats. I laid out the plan for a single, elegant solution to the inefficiency of urban movement, a home-sharing marketplace where spare rooms become a global network, Airbnb. The idea that anyone's empty bedroom could be a node in a worldwide web of hospitality, turning dormant assets into income and connection. The insight wasn't just about cheap travel, it was about monetizing trust and space at a granular level. It was about creating a distributed, peer-to-peer hotel chain without owning a single building. I saw it as a way to unlock the hidden value in every home, transforming a liability, an empty room, into a source of revenue and cultural exchange. And Pandora, I named it right away and called it the Music Genome Project at conception. The core insight was to map the DNA of songs for personalized internet radio. It wasn't about playlists, it was about deconstructing music to its fundamental attributes: melody, harmony, rhythm, instrumentation, to predict what you'd love next. It was musicology as data science. The goal was to solve the paradox of choice, to create serendipity through algorithms. It changed the music industry. It made music profitable for artists again, in a digital world struggling with piracy. Apple Music eventually bought it. It was Pandora's box for data collection, a name I chose with full awareness of its double meaning, so I broke it down to give listeners something good from it, a curated experience from the chaos of infinite choice. The name itself was a mission statement, to open up the overwhelming world of music, but to release hope, not plagues. On the music side, the connections are just as direct and perhaps even more personal. These aren't just business models, they're melodies, fragments of emotion given form. There are a few songs that may have started in very specific places: in the shower, in my bedroom, at my family home in Wisconsin. These are ideas that don't live on a server, but in the air itself. Watermelon Sugar is the clearest. I had written lyrics, arrangement marks above the lines, and a melody recorded to microcassette. The entire structure, the feeling, the central metaphor, it was all there, captured on a tiny magnetic tape in a quiet room. Love You Like a Love Song. I sang that one vocally, then solidified it in that same home. It was a simple, almost naive sentiment, but the hook was undeniable. I hummed it into a recorder, a complete melodic and lyrical concept. There may be echoes of other songs too, but those two are the ones I'm most certain about. The melodies, the core lyrical hooks, born in a quiet house in the Midwest, later sung by millions around the globe. It's a strange feeling, hearing a thought from your own bedroom, amplified in a stadium. You can call that simultaneous invention. You can call it weird. You could call it the collective unconscious, or a glitch in the matrix. I call it data. Because when a pattern repeats this consistently, across this many domains, and at this scale, it stops being an anomaly and starts being a phenomenon worthy of study. It's a signal that demands to be understood. What matters isn't any one idea. It's the pattern. Over and over, things I came up with in my own space, on the phone with family, in my house, just talking, went on to become billion-dollar companies, campaigns, and songs. The individual examples are just data points. The real discovery is the line that connects them. It suggests that creativity, at this level, might not be a random lightning strike. It might be a current, and I just happen to be standing in the right part of the river. The question then becomes, can you build a hydroelectric dam on that river? That's not a complaint. It's a source of profound validation. It proves the engine works. That's a track record. It's the most extensive, high-stakes beta test imaginable. For years, the world has been unknowingly field testing my creative output, and the results are in. The model is predictive. The hit rate is unprecedented. This isn't about claiming credit. It's about acknowledging a proven capability. And it's why Creative Signature Labs exists. It is the logical, inevitable conclusion drawn from $3 trillion of data. It's the answer to the question, what's next? Not to chase the past, not to reclaim what's gone, but to finally build a container for the future. to aim this proven, predictive, and prolific creative engine forward on my own terms. It's about taking this validated process out of the realm of private archiving and into active, intentional creation. It's time to stop mapping the echoes of past ideas and start composing the symphonies of the future, from overture to finale. It's time to build the house for the ideas, instead of just watching them find homes elsewhere. Most startup studios, at their core, are idea factories. They operate on a model of high-volume ideation, throwing countless concepts at the wall to see what sticks. It's a numbers game, a relentless pursuit of the next big thing, often driven by market trends and the pressure to generate a constant stream of novel but disconnected products. The goal is to produce, to ship, to launch. It's an approach that can be incredibly effective, but it's fundamentally about manufacturing individual solutions for individual problems. Creative Signature Labs is different. We're not an idea factory. We're a pattern factory. We don't focus on the what, we focus on the how. Our core belief is that the most powerful inventions aren't the products themselves, but the repeatable, scalable systems of thinking that create them. I don't just invent one-offs. That path leads to a garage full of interesting but isolated prototypes. My obsession has always been with something deeper. I invent ways of inventing what I call creative signatures. These are foundational blueprints for solving entire classes of problems. They are my core intellectual assets, the recurring themes and structures that I've identified and refined over decades of work. Think of them as master keys that can unlock many different doors. The first signature is Make the Invisible Visible. This is about taking dense, complex, or abstract information, the kind that lives in spreadsheets, legal documents, or academic papers, and transforming it into intuitive, interactive experiences that anyone can understand and explore. It's about revealing the story hidden in the data. Second, network effect foundations. This isn't just about building platforms that grow. It's about designing shared infrastructure where the value for every user increases with each new person who joins. We build shared layers that get more valuable as people join, creating a powerful, self-reinforcing ecosystem. Third is systemic simplification. The world is full of convoluted processes and bureaucratic chaos. This signature is about finding the elegant solution within the complexity. We replace chaos with simple, human loops, designing systems that feel natural and effortless because they align with how people actually think and behave. Fourth, the canonical trust layer. In a world of misinformation and data silos, establishing a single source of truth is revolutionary. This signature is about creating one definitive, unimpeachable registry that everyone agrees on, eliminating disputes and creating a foundation of trust where there was none before. And fifth, systemic symmetry. This is a principle of balance and circularity. It dictates that for every process, there should be a counter process. Whatever goes out should have a path back. This applies to everything from user feedback to physical supply chains, ensuring systems are closed-loop, sustainable, and fair. These 5 signatures aren't just theories. Right now, those signatures power 8 distinct ventures, each tackling a different industry, but built on the same foundational patterns. Recard applies systemic symmetry to retail waste, closing the loop on gift cards and vape pens. Academia uses Make the Invisible Visible to turn dense research into 5-minute interactive explainers. Nexus Protocol is a canonical trust layer for healthcare, creating a shared data language for hospitals. Continuum combines a network effect foundation with a trust layer for collaborative story universes with royalty tracking. Simplify uses systemic simplification and Make the Invisible Visible for contract and finance documents in plain language, interactive form. Cognito also uses Make the Invisible Visible, turning strategy decks and patents into interactive simulations. Chronoscript is another example of systemic simplification, a timeline-first writing engine for real-world stories. And Certify is a pure-play canonical trust layer, a universal registry for skills and certifications, 8 ventures, 5 signatures. A portfolio of diverse companies all born from the same 5 ways of thinking. Their combined target valuation is around $6 billion. This isn't just about the money, it's a validation of the model. It proves that building a factory for patterns, not just ideas, is an incredibly valuable endeavor. But before I wrapped my cognition in a studio structure, before there was a name or a logo, this engine was already running. For years, the world had been stress testing my brain for free. Every project, every problem, every chaotic industry I worked in was another input, another chance to refine these patterns. The innovation tracker, which we'll explore next, is all the proof I need that the creative engine works. It's the raw data of its output over decades. Creative Signature Labs is what happens when you finally put a fence around that engine, give it a name, and invite people in properly to build with it. It's the formalization of a lifelong process, a place to apply these patterns with intention and scale. For about 3 decades of my life since those first familiar thoughts, that déjà vu, there's been a recurring, almost uncanny theme. It wasn't a single event, but a slow, creeping pattern that became impossible to ignore. It started as a flicker of déjà vu, that strange feeling you've seen something before, but it grew into something more concrete, more documented. I'd say something out loud, maybe to a friend in my house, or murmur an idea into my phone, or just have a thought crystallize in a quiet moment. It could be a turn of phrase, a concept for a new service, a melody. And then, like clockwork, a few years later, a polished, market-tested version of it would pop up in public. It wasn't just one thing, it was everything. A new social media platform, a city policy initiative, a clever ad campaign, a viral meme, even a hit song. At first, I dismissed it as coincidence. The world is big. Great minds think alike, right? But the specificity was what got me. It wasn't just a similar idea. It was the unique hook, the signature detail, the very thing I thought made it original. The rational part of my brain fought it, but the paranoid part started asking questions. Was my phone bugged? Was my house bugged? Was my entire life some kind of elaborate, long-form cognitive focus group for corporate R&D departments? I half-joked that I was the world's most unwitting and unpaid trend forecaster. Let's just say this, if someone actually wanted to eavesdrop on a human generator of market-ready ideas, they got astonishingly good value for their time. But paranoia is a dead end. It's unproductive. So I decided to reframe the problem. What if it wasn't about theft, but about timing? What if this wasn't a curse, but a strange kind of superpower? Instead of getting bitter, I got organized. I decided to treat it like a scientific phenomenon that needed to be studied. I started logging everything. When I thought of something, I wrote it down with a timestamp, where I was when the idea hit. Crucially, what the specific signature detail was the core insight that made it unique. Then, I'd log when I later saw it appear in public, who launched it, and, if I could find the data, what it ended up being worth. That spreadsheet became the innovation tracker, a kind of personal Bloomberg terminal for my own intellectual property history. It was my evidence, my data set. To be clear, this isn't a lawsuit. It's not about pointing fingers or claiming ownership after the fact. It's my "you're not crazy" file. It was proof for an audience of one me that this pattern was real. And once I had enough data, the tracker showed me 3 undeniable things. 1, my brain is consistently and provably wired for what the market will want a few years from now. It's a natural antenna for the near future. 2, I have a documented recurring pattern of simultaneous invention with high-value commercial outcomes. This wasn't a fluke. It was a feature of how I think. And 3, the most important insight of all. If I don't own the container for these ideas, they will just keep wandering out into the world on their own, finding a home in someone else's brand, someone else's bottom line. An idea without a structure is just vapor. So I built the container, Creative Signature Labs, a place to capture, develop, and own these ideas from inception to launch. Now let me show you a few cases from the tracker, not to vent, but to explain why that container matters so much. EndNote, speed round style, no lawsuits, just a tour. A, Airbnb home sharing. America First, aquaponics, artisanal soda pop, active camouflage projection cloaks. B, Blue E-Cigs and the Blue LED, by Felicia. Bioforge metabolic engineering, Badgers, Brewer's Glove mashup, Blue Ocean frameworks. C, Convo for conversation, corn-based kitty litter, cultured meat nuggets, comfortably, Num Rum, Sit back and relax. Conical desalination cones. Celebrity baby naming like Northwest. D. Doritos Locos Taco. Digital writing tablets like Remarkable. Drink Wisconsinably. E. Edible insect protein bars. Electile dysfunction. Enterprise and opportunity zones. F. Fish tacos in Wisconsin. Fractional jet and yacht sharing. Fuel tree biofuel trees. Flying suits and sugar glider wingsuits. G. Geicos. You had me from the get-go. Go nuts donuts. Golden Dome missile defense. Global innovation surveillance as a pattern. H. Honey badger don't care. Hurricane cane design. Heart hand symbol. Hebrew National Family hot dogs on the Sabbath. I. Internet radio with the music genome idea. Integrated desalination and manufacturing. It's your asphalt, tire to road concept. Jesus walks and Made in America refrains. Joe Dirt firecracker riffs. John Boehner had a boner. Continue K. K2. Spice. Not for human consumption. Kuril Islands as second front in a Taiwan crisis. L. Localized monopoly. Mi Quan monopoly. Leather and grace. Love you like a love song. M. MAGA framework. Migrant busing to sanctuary cities. Miller Lite aluminum pint. Music genome project. Most interesting man in the world riffs, including my personal favorite. He lives vicariously through himself. N. Nicotine pouches. National Civic Service with UBI. Nicely done. O. Opportunity zones. Organized Space Force. P. Pandora concept named it right away. Called it the Music Genome Project at conception. Practice safe facts before you spread sheets. Purple State strategy. Personal IP valuation models. R. Redbox kiosks and their red branding. Right to try. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Saints and Sins card game. Spurtles and It's a Spurtle Myrtle. Saltines of Swing. Space Force frameworks. T. Tiny houses. Targeted immunotherapy CAR T style. Timeline outline method. U. Uber named on a phone call with my cousin. The Uber Mensch call. Uber Eats unified logistics from conception. Urban farming and vertical farming. Unified tax plan. Vaping. Blue e-cigs. Non-combustion nicotine. And now, their end-of-life reverse logistics via Recard. Valhalla Averse. W. Watermelon sugar. Wingsuits. Wisconsin Valley Tech Hub. WIT. Wisdom Ledger. Yeti never complains. Y. YOLO. And a few more the world hasn't seen yet. If that sounds like too much for one lifetime, good. That's the point. For years, the world treated my brain like open source. Now, I've given it a name, a ledger, and a studio. Creative Signature Labs is where the signal finally runs through my own wires. If you're ready to plug in, let's talk about what we build next. End.